Hey, Joe! Welcome to String Theory Live, here every Wednesday at Ginger's Barn. Almost live.
That's delightful.
And we are
Here.
live.
That was live.
That was live.
What the heck is that?
This is my new toy.
Where did you get that?
I got this at Fantasy Music at
You're
Halifax.
freaking kidding.
I've been looking for a new electric for a while. And this, folks, is my new Vox Bobcat.
It's a monster.
It is a monstrous, monstrous guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And incidentally, also distributed by our friends at Coast Music, who do Sigma, Hagstrom, some great guitars that I'm going to be reviewing in the fall as soon as we get them. There's a huge world shortage of guitars right now, and I wonder why.
That was Love at First Bite,
Love at First Bite.
wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so here we are, again. Myself,
Power Rangers Unite.
JP Cormier,
Power Rangers.
my buddy, Chris Coote,
When the mids are working.
when the mids are working, and we are,
Here.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and live,
Almost.
and we thank you very much, and want to thank, usually have music playing during this portion, but I was the music, so.
So you're just saying you gave up early?
Want to thank our partners, Boucher Guitars, Levy Straps, G&G Music. You can go tell our buddy in Annie Ganesh.
He's not the premier, but he's the premier of cool music
this
stores.
This is G&G.
Oh, G&G.
G&G
yeah.
Glenn.
Well, I'm thinking Glenn
Fantasy, Steve McNeil.
is the premier of all music things
Yes,
cool.
he is the premier of
Yeah.
music. Of music.
Yeah.
Yes. K&K Sound, my favorite pickups. Gallagher Guitars in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Thank you. We love you so much. Thank you, David, and all the boys down there. Recording King, Ashley and his brother, the Atz brothers. Wicked. The boys are killing it. Alvarez Yeri, Yamaha Music Canada, as always. So great. I talked to Terry Hume this morning, and they're just having a great time, and there's lots of people buying these guitars. James Martin Instruments, thank you so much, James. My guitar that you sent me is now out with my tech, Doug, getting the JP setup.
Dropped it off today.
Yeah, we dropped it off for a JP action. Like, he knows exactly how my guitars are set. He's going to set up the guitar, put a K&K in it. It's going to be killer. So thanks, James, again. Audio Sprockets, James May, the inventor of the Tone Dexter. We're waiting for that box to show up. It'll be here soon. D'Addario Canada, thank you so much for strings and accessories and
These things, that thing, the hanger bit, it's there.
Brick House Guitars, our buddy Roger Smith. Joshua House, one of my favorite guitar builders in the whole world in Goderich, Ontario. Apollo Picks. Now, we're talking about Apollo, but we're going to get to that in a second. Tone Right, which is on its way here as well. And boys, do we have another partner signed
That's
up
crazy
today.
talk.
Close Guitars, KLOS. They are the newest. Actually the newest. I've been seeing them for a couple of years, but they are the newest builders of all graphite instruments. And they make a travel guitar and now a full-size dreadnought as well that comes with a Fishman pickup setup that are incredibly impressive. And I'm actually on a phone call with those guys tomorrow morning. They signed up. They're coming on with us. They're now a partner with us. And yeah, that's super exciting. So we're going to be reviewing these guitars online and on the show on Guitar Stuff with John. And we're going to get probably a travel guitar and a full-size dreadnought. We're going to pass all of them through the system.
Do you realize today we had contact with 80% of that
That's
list?
true. We did.
In our day today. It was cool.
We were out in town and we went through. It's amazing how much these companies have an effect on my career and my life. These are all. Not only are they helping us immensely on YouTube, but they work in my career all the time, every day. I'm either using a boucher, like the strap that's on that guitar right now. It's Levy's.
Yep.
Like everything that I touch is touched by these companies, and I cannot recommend them enough. So
In the 3 music stores we hit today, you see the products that are bought and sold.
right,
They
exactly.
don't stock things that aren't really selling, and we saw 80%
exactly
of this stuff today,
We saw
like
some
featured
we saw
in the
some
guitar stores.
tremendous new Yamaha guitars, Fantasy,
Boucher.
and Bouchers,
Levy straps.
and Levy straps galore, and of
K&K.
course D'Addario's got the new XS strings,
Yeah.
the displays.
A display at Fantasy today
Yes.
for that.
And here's something that I didn't know that I was saying all along was and I may be stupid. I should look at my packs, but I was saying earlier that potentially I was like, geez, if XS comes out as a phosphor bronze, then we got her going. There are phosphor bronze. So yeah, I noticed there's a big beautiful display at Fantasy Music with all the XS strings and all the gauges and stuff, and I noticed that says right on them phosphor bronze. So
That's it. Why wouldn't you?
Damn.
Hot damn.
Damn. So, all right. So let's do Capo Corner. This is a new segment we've been doing at the start of every show, and this part of the show is
This one
it's about
won't work as an
is
earring.
about Chris trying to wear different capos.
The good old-fashioned shub.
on
There's
his-
no substitute.
and that's going that's going to touch your brain.
No. My brain's way in there.
Okay, it's way in
Very
there.
small.
So
It's right in the middle.
So Capo Corner, of course, is a new segment that we're doing that deals with new arrivals for us and
New
for-
departures.
and new departures. And the first one I want to tell you about, I'm so excited about, is Apollo Picks. Now Apollo Picks is owned and created by a guy named Nick Monin. He's in Ohio, and I just got my first 2. These are casein picks that he builds all these picks by hand. You can see what these things look like. They're absolutely incredible. They look and feel just like tortoise. And he hand bevels each corner of these things based upon your preferences. He's making custom picks for people like Norman Blake, Chris Thiele, you name it. Like everyone's trying to get one of these, and they're very difficult to get right now because he's behind. So he told me this morning that he wants people to know that there's a 2-week wait for these, but he does these, and he also does he has vintage material from the 70s that he's making picks out of. And of course, that stuff is way better quality than what we have today. But these particular picks, man, these are the fastest. They don't tune your guitar.
I think it does make you go faster.
Like Like they sound just like tortoiseshell. It's really, really stunning what these things sound like. They're so fast. Like I can play twice as fast with this pick than I can my blue chip.
It's like a new pair of sneakers.
It is. It's
Right?
like it's put on the fastest shoes you can possibly put on and start running.
Or
as far
a new
as you can.
haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. It's like shaving your legs to be an Olympic swimmer.
or your chest.
Or your chest.
Yeah.
Or your...
No,
Yeah.
we won't talk
but,
about that.
but I'm telling you, these picks are great.
Those are good picks. They sound great.
The tone of them.
You'll be the test, Mr. Acid Hands.
That is the best, honest to God, that is the best sounding pick I've ever heard. And I've been using a blue chip for over a year. I've had the same blue chip in my pocket for a year. And I thought, I've kept it and struggled to keep it. Because you lose picks, right?
There is a hissy fit every now and again when he misplaces
That's right.
it.
And this thing here, this pick, Apollo picks, this is going in my pocket and staying there.
With a spare.
Yeah, and there's another, he sent me a smaller size one. This one right here, which is the same, this beautiful bevel he puts on the, so when I say bevel, I mean that he has shaped the pick exactly the way it would shape from playing.
Yeah.
And it makes it so fast, and the tone is so huge. So I don't use picks this small anymore. I use these larger ones, but my God, like they're unbelievable, and they're slightly less expensive than a blue chip. They're about $40 US in shipping, right? Mm-hmm. Where a blue chip is $50 and $55. And mind you, blue chip is incredible. I can't say anything bad about them, but this thing, holy God. I can't wait to go play a live show with this pick.
Right.
Ginger and I were talking about it. It's hard to for people who just maybe just play a certain way or whatever the case may be. Like it's hard to describe how important the pick is when you're playing. If you're doing very difficult things like I do and a lot of people do, the pick is the translation.
It's your interface.
Yeah, it's the interface between you and the guitar. So there's just nothing to replace a great piece of plectrum.
A great feeling.
And another thing is, this thing is so much like tortoise, and there's no animals harmed from the making of this pick. Like a tortoiseshell pick,
no chemicals were harmed.
An animal has to die.
Yeah.
And that sucks, you know. And
no chemicals were harmed in the making of it.
No chemicals were harmed or inhaled.
No.
I never inhaled. So, anyhow,
they're great.
I want to thank Nick at Apollo Picks. Go to apollopicks.com. And if you want to order one, you will have a bit of a wait because he's become so popular so fast because these things are so awesome that he's behind. But make sure you go and visit. He makes a variety of different picks out of this material, which is actually he uses a milk solid. There's a milk base. There's organic base in this.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's an organic base in this thing.
I
right?
think
It's
he
really,
uses a milk base, is what you meant to say.
No. He makes a milk base.
No, it's a chemical-based pick, but there are organic solids in it that stem from a milk base.
No, it's milk, I told you.
You're not listening again. It's a damn milk base plus chemicals that he puts together for it, okay?
No. I've already explained this to you. It's all about the milk base.
This may be your show and you're the big expert and stuff, but I distinctly heard that he uses a milk base in some form plus chemicals. It's a man-made thing, okay? But it's still got some organics in it.
Well, moving on.
Fine then.
Okay.
About time.
The first question is...
M-E-L-K, milk.
Thank you, Ginger.
Malt. M-A-L-K.
M-U-L-K. Malt.
M-U-L-K. First question is...
Oh, dear. We have a super chat from Ian Rossiter.
Hey.
Ian Rossiter.
Hi,
Oh,
Ian.
wait a minute.
Wait a
I
second.
got a new thing, and I want to do it real quick.
Oh.
It's still a part of Capo Corner.
Stand by.
Just very quickly. I
Hold
wanna do
everything.
this because this is really cool. So I've decided you wouldn't believe the sheer volume of communication I get on this channel from people. So every week now, part of Capo Corner, I want to read a message from
This
someone.
is quick.
This will be quick.
It's only 5 paragraphs.
It's from 3 Card Monty, and here's what he told us. He said, JP, I have a story for you. I have a Guitar Center and a Sam Ash store right around the corner from me. 2 summers ago, I kept going into these 2 stores and was attracted to a $149 Washburn that was hanging at Guitar Center. I would pick it up for a couple of minutes and hang it back on the wall, thinking, oh, this guitar must be cheap crap. But damn, it sounded wonderful. Well, by the end of summer of 2019, I eventually bought it. And it did need its fret ends filed down and a truss rod adjustment, which I performed both myself. But damn it, that Washburn Dreadnought is one of the best sounding and easiest playing guitars I've ever owned. And I've owned Martins and Gibsons. So don't look at the headstock. Listen to the instrument and really feel what the neck is like. Your true dream guitar may only cost you 1/5 of what Gibsons, Martins, and Taylors of the world cost. Don't be snookered by the label. So there, I've been saying that for years. 3 Card Monty, thank you very much.
Amen.
And there's the end of Capo Corner. On to the next question.
Connect.
Ian Rossiter, go ahead. Connect. Do it. Do it now.
Read it!
Right now? Right now.
Read it
Okay.
now.
So it's a super chat from Ian Rossiter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel jigs are often overlooked. The Betty to the Veronica of reels, so to speak. What's a great jig set of tunes for folks to learn?
Well, there's a particular set that I'm very fond of that came from a Winston record that it's a pair of 3-part jigs, and it came from what they call the Citadel record. It's a picture. There's a picture of the Citadel in the front. It's called Winston Scotty Fitzgerald and his Radio Entertainers. And he did this pair of 3-part jigs. I think the first one's called Canty Genie. But they go like this. I'll just play them both real quick. The first one was... the second one was...
Gordy used that on
He did.
on
yes.
one of his records. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably one of my favorite set of jigs, and all my favorite jigs come from
Yeah.
Winston.
Fiddly-dee.
Yeah, fiddly-dee
Potatoes.
Potatoes. What a lovely sack of potatoes.
What a lovely evening for a fresh sack of new potatoes.
Banana potatoes. Love you. Next.
Right then. So Caleb Hawkins has a question. And
I feel that was slightly
What did you
dismissive.
say? Somebody was in the potato field who? What?
What?
no.
No.
It's Caleb Hawkins' birthday.
Oh.
Oh.
Brand new guitar. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kayla. Happy birthday to
That is the most notes you can put into Happy Birthday, isn't it?
It's a lot of extras.
May you live a
Long
years.
life.
May you drink 1,000 beers.
Ooh.
Get plastered, you bad boy.
Stat.
Happy birthday to you.
That was the stripped down version.
Yes. With my fast lightning greased arsehole pick right there.
So he also had a
That
question.
thing's dangerous. This is a dangerous device right here.
It is.
It is. It's
Maybe you should
scary.
use the small one to slow you down a little
Yeah, I
bit.
better use another pick.
Yeah.
Okay, go
There
ahead.
should be a speed
So
limit.
his question on
The
his
question
birthday,
is, okay, sorry.
can I put bass strings on my dobro?
I think we had an answer for that, didn't we?
Yes, but
Did we have an answer for that?
I would rather you put. Yeah, what was your idea?
Well, I think instead of that's a good suggestion and a good question, but instead of doing that, you should first take your 17-string double-necked
dobro
ukulele combo
Slide.
King Hawaiian slide ukulele.
Yes,
And string it with number 4 welding cable on the top neck.
and one on the bottom.
Well, just one.
Skipping rope.
Yeah,
From
skipping rope
from a
on the
boxing
bottom.
gym.
Yeah,
Yes.
it'll sound way better. Just
Oh,
trust
yeah.
us.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut. Nah. Next.
Right then. Super chat from JLo.
J-Lo. I knew she'd be here.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
with her.
What's the deal with double top guitars?
It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, it's otherwise known as plywood.
You know what? I don't actually know because I've never seen one in my hands. I know that Eastman makes them. And Eastman is one of the best builders in the world. I use their mandolins. Their guitars are incredible. But I don't know what the deal is. I know that it's... I don't know. I'll never know till I play one. And
Perhaps
see.
we should get one of them bad boys.
Yeah, we probably should try to get one.
Yeah.
But
What was that?
Did you hear that?
that was his grommet exploding there, whatever the hell they call that.
That was a little bit of Ireland popping out of the
there
tin
you
there.
go. Fiddly potatoes.
Fiddly dee potatoes.
But sadly, you know, and I don't mean don't take this the wrong way, anybody, but sadly, sometimes a lot of these things where they make these radical changes to guitar design, it's pointless. You can't really improve much on how guitars are built. Obviously, there are builders who have perfected it, you know, like Boucher, like Bourgeois, Thompson, Gallagher, any number, Loudon, like any number of builders in the world, and even these factory style builders. Like,
There's a ton of great guitars.
yeah, and there's a ton of them. You don't even know where the hell they are. And the idea that's like somebody coming out and saying, well, we're going to put 2 tops on it. Well, what?
Yeah.
Why?
It's known as plywood.
I don't think that's exactly how it
Well,
works.
I think that's what it
I think
translates
there's
to.
actually air in between them.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
There's 2 tops with air in
All right.
between them. As far as
I
understand.
suggest that we need to get one of those.
I think we do. I think
Yeah.
I've been pushing.
That's a great question.
I've been pushing. Yes, it is, because I think that Eastman is a fantastic guitar builder. Their mandolins are the best I've ever played. I have 2 of them, and Ginger has one. I'll never play really anything but an Eastman mandolin. And
To be continued then.
to be continued. And Eastman, as I've said before on this show, is very closely tied to Boucher, because Eastman actually buys a percentage of all the guitars that Boucher builds and sells them in China. They love Robin. They love him. And they get a lot of their Torified Adirondack tops from Robin. So there's a very close connection. I met the guy who owns Eastman. He's like a bajillionaire guy.
A gazillion.
Yeah, his company builds 2 million guitars a year through all these different companies he owns, right? Eastman's just one of them. And the man is a really cool dude. I met him at NAMM in Los Angeles just before COVID started. And I think we've been trying all along to get Eastman involved with the channel, and so if anybody's out there listening, tell Eastman we want gear here because I think they should be featured, and the double top guitar.
We need a double top.
It should be featured. I want to see what it is. I want to see if it actually makes a difference. Mm-hmm. That's important.
It is.
Maybe they have come onto something that we don't know.
It could
How
be.
do you know?
Because we don't know much.
We don't know much. But I know I love you. Oh, sorry.
So sweet. Cheers.
Lost your minds.
Read it.
We got a super chat from Tim Bennett.
It's poison. Tim Bennett. Is he still in Nova Scotia?
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Tim Bennett, one of our oldest, most revered supporters, has got up at 3 o'clock in the morning all over the planet in India and Australia and everywhere else to
It wasn't
watch
Australia,
us.
though. I don't think.
Where was he? He was all over the place. Pakistan, Zimbabwe.
Now you're making stuff up.
Well,
You can't just make
this is string theory.
shit up.
Okay, all right.
Suzanne tells me that all the time.
Okay, what's the question?
So he says, industry question. Do you enjoy relationships with guitar players from other genres? Don Ross, Bruce Cockburn, Leona Boyd, etc. Why is it funny?
It's a great question.
I don't understand why you're laughing.
I haven't seen Don Ross in a long time.
That's what it says. It
Do you have the giggles already?
says Bruce Cockburn.
I think it was Coburn.
It says Cockburn.
Oh, I just hurt
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Thank you, Ginger. Here's the Ginger.
That's what it says.
Here's the
Here's
ginger.
to the lovely Ginger.
That's what it says. I'm just reading the question.
Holy shit.
I know it is, but that's what it says.
Okay.
I'm reading it as it's written.
That took me by surprise.
Yeah, that was wonderful, Ginger.
Yeah, it was
welcome.
friggin' brilliant.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So yes, I know all these people. I know Don Ross. I know Bruce Coburn.
Bruce Cockburn.
That's how it's spelled.
You are out of control.
It's spelled that, but it's pronounced Coburn.
Right.
And
It's like the GH in Mexican.
yeah, it just went by real
I know,
fast.
yeah.
Don Ross, Bruce Cockburn. And all this, like,
What? Is it really on fire? What?
You are welcome.
so, oh shit, that hurt.
Wow.
Okay, so Don Ross, Bruce Coburn, who else?
Leona Boyd.
I never met Leona Boyd, but I'd like to. Leona Boyd is.
What can you say?
She's one of the most important guitar players that ever came out of Canada. This woman performed in Carnegie Hall many times, and was also part of the Nashville Guitar Quartet. Chet, her, Lenny Bro.
Did
and
she get
John.
licensed by Chet?
No, she didn't get the CCGP.
Okay.
but she should have.
Yeah.
There was only 6, I think, initially. But yeah, I know all these guys. Don Ross is just a lovely man and a tremendously large-hearted guy, and one of the most innovative guitar players I think that in the world that has ever seen. And of course, Bruce is like the grandfather of all that. His work with open tunings and different, like the stuff he did in the 60s and early 70s as a guitar player, really set the stage for guys like me and Don Ross and Andy McKee and like all of us. Bruce was an innovator, and I'm sad to say that the first time I met Bruce, I was you know the story, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
The first time I met Bruce, I
just want to see
I
how
should
you're gonna,
tell this story.
I know, I just want to see how you're
should
going to explain it.
Yeah, I
don't know
should
if you
tell
should.
this story.
I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
have to tell this story. So, I didn't know him, and he's a very activist type guy. And he, at the time,
High social conscience.
and God bless him. He's. It's important that we have people like that are doing it. But he came to Stanfest, and he called George Bush a cunt on stage
He
over
did.
the microphone.
I don't think you can say that on live YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh.
I guess we did.
We
but
just did.
but unfortunately, he said this over the microphone, and he said a few other things, dropped a few other bombs, and I was kind of upset about it. Like his show was brilliant, but some people walked out.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, that's
Yeah.
why did he do that? And
Maybe
So-
a little tiny bit harsh.
Yeah, but rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
The politics he was discussing were harsh.
Yeah.
And he claimed that, the United States was going to annex us for our fresh water and like all these things that he said. And he kind of got really political because Stanfest is a welcoming audience, but he went, I think, a bit far. And mind you, subsequent times I met him, he wasn't like that. He's mellowed, right? But
That performance took me back even a little bit.
it was yeah.
He was at full superhero strength back then.
Yeah.
On a bit of a warpath.
I've always been known as sort of a protector of these things, and no matter where I went. And I think most of the people backstage were expecting me to say something to him.
We were waiting.
They were waiting.
We were waiting.
And so I had quite a bit of beer.
How'd that go?
And he came off the stage, and he was in this little tent all by himself. And so I had my guitar was about to go on. I was just waiting about 20 minutes to go on after Matt Anderson, I think, was on. And I had my guitar, and I had this fancy leather strap, a levy strap. It was one of the very first ones I ever bought that had all the bangles on it and the leather,
all the bling,
the conchos and everything on it, all the bling.
10 pounds of hardware.
So I walked into the tent. He's all alone in there, and I said, he's sitting there, and he looks up at me, and he looked kind of a bit afraid, like he doesn't know. Man's famous, right?
Did he still have the druid shawl on?
No.
Okay, he took that up.
And I said, "How you doing, Mr. Coburn?" And not too bad. Not too bad. And he said, "I said, and I knew you and Gunning and a bunch of people were right at the mouth of the tent watching all. They were listening to me. Right?
It's a show you can't pay admission for.
You can't. They wanted to see this.
Yeah,
right?
nobody was going to miss
So I walked in and went. I said, "How you doing?" He's like, "Fine." And I said, "Look at this. Have you seen this strap I've got here?"
Nice icebreaker.
And Coburn goes, "No." I said, "This is made out of genuine baby seal skin. All of it. Feel that." And I pulled it off, and I
Feel that seal skin.
Feel it.
This is a baby.
And he was like, it was like touching it and backing away from me. I was like, and you know what? I killed them myself.
Right.
By stuffing styrofoam cups down their throat. And his eyes got about that big, and he was like leaning way away from me, and I was like, I just thought you'd like to see my strap. And I walked out, and everybody at the mouth of the tent was just running away from me in all directions, laughing, right?
Well, it could have been nuclear fission there.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the ending of this story is so cool. Years later, probably over a decade later, Gunning and I are playing at Kingsville Folk Festival in Ontario, and we were headlining with him. And, of course, he came in with his bus, and no one was allowed in the compound of the festival but him. And he brought the bus in, and me and Dave showed up, and I was in the big truck, and I told John Law, I said, "John, can I get in where I was before?" And John said, "Well, Bruce, the security, let me ask Bruce," right? And so I was about to be turned away. I was a headliner. We were all headliners. There was 3 headliners that night. He goes to the bus and knocks on the door, and I'm watching him. And the door opens, and I see Bruce step right down. He's got this old felt hat on. He steps down, and he hears John, and he says, doing this, and he closes the door, and John comes back up and says, "Bruce said to let you park right beside the bus." And I said, "What did you tell him?" And he said, "I just said J.P. Cormier's at the gate, wants to bring his truck in."
Sealskin.
And Bruce said, "Oh, bring him right, put him right there."
Yeah.
And that weekend, Bruce was so nice to me. It was incredible. And it was me and him and Ron Hines and Russell DeCarl from Prairie Oyster on the same stage, and I played Foxglove, one of Bruce's tunes, with him 3 feet away. And I looked over at him, and he was all welled up. And he was a different man. He was a different man. He was,
How many
Is
years-
this the answer to a question?
well, yeah. You asked me. They wanted to know if I knew these people.
Appar-
That's,
apparently,
have we
there's a timekeeper.
yeah. Apparently, we got problems here.
Apparently, we have a lot
I
of
just thought it was a
questions.
really funny story.
It
Sorry,
was
but
just-
anyhow,
Bruce
No.
is a great guy.
I love Bruce.
Gentleman to
I
deal
love
with.
Bruce
Keeping
Coburn.
you to a
I love
schedule
Don
here.
Ross.
Okay.
I wish I
Oh,
knew.
Ginger's up. Next. Don't waste time.
Okay, we have a super chat from Joe McGraw.
Hey, Joe.
You can talk
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Did you ever meet or play with Guy Clark? I've been watching him on
Oh,
YouTube.
Guy Clark.
Many, many times. Next.
That would be in a twit.
Yep. Way to stifle the artistic juices there, Ginger.
We got lots of questions to get to. We
Okay.
can't just, you
All right.
know,
Go
move
ahead,
around.
timekeeper.
One question.
School marm.
All right. I got a super chat from Tim Bennett.
Oh,
Hey, Tim.
Didn't he just
Oh,
start
can
this?
we say that?
Yeah.
Can we say? Did he just start this already with Bruce Cockburn?
Yeah.
All right.
Is your new pick whole, 2%, 1%, 0.5%, or skim?
I think it's carnation.
It's cream. No, it's
Carnation.
It's extra
evaporated.
heavy. It's extra heavy clotted cream.
It's evaporated.
Great, Tim.
I'm probably getting this all wrong, and I'm sorry
Yeah.
sorry, Nick, but yeah, you should really ApolloPicks.com.
To infinity and
They're
beyond.
Awesome. I'm going to play with these forever. This is my
To infinity
favorite.
and beyond.
It is.
We're going to
Right.
Mars with that before SpaceX.
Most likely, we will beat Bezos into space. To hell with Bezos.
We've already beat him there.
Oh yeah, we beat him
Oops.
there now.
Can you say that?
Beat him? What?
What? You
Beat
can't get it
him.
up. No, wait.
Beat him?
It's not the lyrics.
Da-da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Ginger's getting pissed.
Let me get the electric. Okay.
Ginger's getting pissed.
Okay, next.
I have a super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Hi, Jeff.
Lent. I'm
Hey.
coming to see you in 2 weeks.
One of the OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The OGs. There you go.
Is one of the side effects of COVID cockburn?
Christ.
Oh, it's on tonight, Ginger. I
We
think.
got a lot of Bruce. If you're watching this, if you ever see this video, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I love you.
It's Ginger's fault, really.
It's Ginger's fault.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm just reading it as.
No, it's your
written.
fault, totally.
And next.
Is that really how it's spelled?
Yes, it's
Seriously?
spelled Cockburn.
Yes.
That's. Well, are you sure that's not how it's pronounced?
It's pronounced Coburn.
I think
damn.
he just sanitized his own name.
No, he didn't.
I
No.
think so. We have a super chat from Colin Ingram.
Colin Ingram, good to have you back.
Do you have a preferred method of recording guitar tracks? Can you break down recording on microphone versus cabled?
You could,
no,
but Ginger
no.
won't let you.
Next.
No? What do you
No,
know?
I'm only kidding.
not
So
an approved answer.
okay, so my guitar recording technique is very simple. So if I'm playing a flat top like this one, the microphone I use this microphone, as a matter of fact, was an Aston Origin large diaphragm condenser, and I point it about that far away, 8-9 inches, and I point it at the 15th fret where the neck joins the body. And that's how I record every guitar. It's the sweet spot. So you don't get the boom from the sound hole and this part of the body, and you don't get all the treble from the neck. It's the perfect spot to catch the entire guitar, and that's how I record every guitar track I've ever done in my entire life. So, and I never cable guitars on records.
You're also not going to get a standing wave because the whole mic diaphragm is getting the reflection off the top of the guitar.
Exactly. There you go.
That's
Shit he knows.
That's just a little technical shit.
Things he said. It's the next kind of show we're having after that.
Stuff Chris says.
Next!
A super chat from Larry Reindress.
Hi, Larry.
Larry Reindress.
Another OG. It's
Well-
like OG.
We kind of got him started already.
We did.
so. Larry Reindress. He's gonna ask a Christian.
A Christian?
Oh, Larry Reindress. Come on, ask it now.
Do it, Larry. Do it now! Before Ginger gets mad.
There you go. There's the bluegrass at the old crossroads. Larry Reindress song. There you go. Wait, driver. What does he get?
Have you ever played the Paul Josie mandolin?
No, I have not, and I've heard about them for years. He's a builder right here in I think here in Nova Scotia, and he builds some of the best mandolins in the entire world. He's apparently in competition with people like Gilchrist in Australia, and I've heard nothing but good about him. So, but his mandolins are incredibly expensive, and they're worth it. So, I don't know if I will ever be able to have one or review one, or I'd like to just meet the man. He's mega famous. Like, he's just one of those builders that is just renowned in bluegrass circles for building these incredible F-style mandolins that sound as loud as a friggin' guitar.
A freight train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a wall of sound. And so, yeah, I hope someday. I would never even presume to ask a man like that to give me a mandolin or to. There's just no way.
But maybe send us one to try.
He could. He might lend us one
if he's watching.
Yeah, he might lend us one. I'd be happy, be overjoyed to review it because I think he's one of the best mandolin builders around. So you never know. Someday, I don't know him. I know that Jeff Noss, who played on the Doc Watson show with me, great bluegrass guitar player. He knows all about Paul Josie and knows him and has played his mandolins. And Ray Legier owned a Josie.
Right.
And so you never know. Someday.
We do need to pause.
And I have the pick for it right here.
Right there.
Apollo picks.
We do need to pause.
Nick Monin.
The show has reached a milestone.
What is it?
Not only is Jack on the sofa snoring,
but Rob has also
Rob's
fallen
snoring
asleep.
as well with Jack in his lap.
So, just so you understand, we've waited
Is anybody awake?
We've waited all this fucking time to be able to have people in the same room safely.
And they
come in the same room now, and just everybody falls asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
Is anybody even out there?
Where's my drink? Okay.
What the hell is going on? We're awake.
We're awake.
We've been awake
And
all day.
Yes, sir.
A super chat from Jim Hanlon.
Hey, Jim. Hey, we were talking about you
Triple
today.
J.
Triple J.
He says, "Can I have your blue chip picks?"
Yes, I will give you my used blue chip pick when I see you. I will.
If you come here to pick it up personally.
I have a couple extra ones. You're welcome. This one is, they don't wear out.
No.
But you're welcome to it. Yes, sir. I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a question from Ian Rossiter.
Ian Rossiter.
There's a name.
So, how do you like the mandolin strings?
I haven't tried them yet. Ian.
Zero progress.
Zero progress. Because I don't need to change my strings. I only change my mandolin strings about once a year. And I'm an old proponent of, and it's true, the older your mandolin strings sound, the better they sound.
Now tell me about
Good
that.
sentence.
Because you know what? I've never changed or seen anybody change a pair of mandolin strings for as long as I've seen mandolins.
It's a real pain in the arse. And this here is virtually a brand new set of elixirs. But I won't need to change these for 18 months. God knows this pick sounds good on the mandolin. Oh, man. Listen to the tone of that thing. That's huge.
Now, when you change them,
Good
do they
God.
got to be stretched out? How long do they take to settle?
Amazingly fast.
I've done bazooki
Because
strings,
it's
but
such
that's
a
not
short-
similar.
It's such a short scale.
Right.
They don't stretch that much.
All right.
Like and like I said, like and I think the reason that it is that a mandolin is used for two different things, right? Mandolin is used to chop the backbeat, right?
Right.
So you want it to be dead,
Right. You're just chucking with it.
You just chuck with it. When you're playing lead, you want it to be fat
Right.
and dark, right? Which the pick does. The pick is 80% of the equation, and where you play on the scale, right? But I won't change these for a year because they won't be worn out, and they'll just start to sound more and more.
Which
worn
elixirs are those? Are those the coated?
out. Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. These are the coated mandolin strings. So I suspect that the excess strings are going to be even better than this. The excess strings will sound like uncoated phosphor strings, and that. So I am definitely putting them on. I might put them on my A style because I haven't changed those yet.
Somebody's joined the conversation.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there he is.
So
Yeah, he is.
yeah,
It
so
lives.
as soon as I do, do not worry because
Yeah, because he'll be awake then.
I have not backed off my the D'Addario
No.
strings are friggin' amazing. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
I've put them,
He
I've
wouldn't
put
know
them-
that because he's been asleep the whole show.
Yeah, but so is Jack. I think
Yeah.
Jack probably knows
Well,
more
at least-
about them than.
Right. Then Rob does. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, next. You're okay. We
Darren
still
Murray.
love you. Who is it?
Darren Murray.
Darren Murray.
Hey,
Your
Darren.
boy.
JP Chris, I put a K&K in my red label Yamaha, and just want to thank you. I'm loving it.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Nice.
What a perfect combination that is.
Yeah.
A red label with a king.
That'll get the best out of that guitar.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, next.
Mark Smith.
Mark Smith. That's a new one, is it?
No.
Okay.
Have you ever played a Vox HDC 77 hollow body guitar, similar to the Bobcat?
I have not. This is the first Vox I've ever played in my life. Vox, as you know, comes from Europe, and they were huge in the 60s. The Beatles played exclusively through Vox amplifiers because it's all there was that was high enough quality.
At that time, yeah.
So these guitars now are still owned by Vox, but they're built in Korea, which is very interesting. South Korea, and the technology on this thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it isn't just volume controls for each pickup. There's a sweeper on it.
There's not only detail in the hardware on the guitar,
Yeah.
which is surprising.
Yes.
How high quality just the hardware is.
Yep.
But what the controls actually do.
Yes.
So much.
They do. It's
Yeah.
incredible. I've only been playing with it this afternoon,
Yeah.
and I'm boggled by it. And there was another guitar there
Yeah.
that we'll get into later.
To be continued.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
another guitar that they've put out that is a.
And we don't agree on the guitar.
No, we don't.
But it bears future.
Scrutiny.
Yeah.
Because it's very different.
It's cool.
And very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna get into
Yeah.
that. Next,
Next is Kim Harris.
Kim Harris.
Will a fast pick make me better at reels?
Yes, absolutely. The kind of plectrum you use is something that's overlooked a lot by people. There's two qualities of plectrum that you need to be able to play fast. The first quality is the stiffness of the pick. The rigidity of the pick dictates how fast you can play. If you play with a soft pick, there's so much. I always tell people the same thing. Okay, let's say that this is a pick, right? And so you hit a string, right? The pick bends. If it's soft, it bends. And that kinetic energy,
It's got to have a rebound.
it has to have a rebound. So it rebounds and it bends the other way in your hand, and then it has to snap back to rigid. And the upstroke does the same thing. It bends and then slaps back and bends up this way in the air. And that motion of the pick, the kinetic energy of that thing going up and down and flopping around, slows you down hugely. The stroke takes a nanosecond longer in both directions if the pick is too thin. So when you use a hard pick, the pick strikes the string, and that's the end of the motion. Pick strikes, it is over.
It's rigid.
It's rigid. It doesn't move. So pick strikes, it's over. Pick strikes, it's over. And the motion, the kinetic energy goes directly from your hand onto the string, and that's it. There's no other rebound or repercussion from the stroke, right?
Now, you love hard picks.
I love them because they're so fast.
But I know
right?
people who play with soft picks
that can play fast.
that can play fast.
But they're expending about 25% more energy than me.
Right.
That's the key. Darren McMullen's a great example. He uses a soft 1 millimeter or less pick.
Right.
He can play his ass off, but
He uses a bread tag to
Yeah,
close the
he-
bread thing.
he, as brilliant as he is, he will, when he's in his 50s, he won't be able to do it anymore. He'll have to go.
He'll have to get stiff.
Yeah, he'll have to get a stiffer pick
Yeah.
and do it.
He needs a stiffy for sure.
He just. But
Pick.
Honestly,
Pick.
in all seriousness, the thicker your plectrum, the faster your speed will be, and the darker your tone. So that's what generates a fat tone is a thick pick. If the thin pick is thin, and it generates a thin tone, right? Because it has no meat on it. You need that meat to dig into a string and to play pick cuts and triplets and reels, especially fiddle tunes. Now, Doc Watson used a 1 millimeter Herco nylon pick, but they are pretty friggin' rigid.
Tough, yeah.
They're tough, yeah. So he got away with it because his attack was so perfect, and he used very little of the pick. Just a little bit of it stuck out there, and he would just rip right. And so it can be done, but if you want fast, if you want to make progress quickly, use a heavy pick. And the smoother the pick, like this one, or a blue chip, or something that will wear down over time, that gets really, really smooth and fast, you can't beat it. This comes out of the bag as fast
Like
as I've
that.
ever seen.
What would be interesting is if Rob could catch the snapping turtle in the lake, we could have a whole supply of tortoiseshell.
We're not killing the snapping
We're
turtle.
not killing turtles.
Check. All right.
Okay.
Next.
Next.
Terry Vold.
Murdering bastard. Sorry, what did I say?
I don't know.
Let's have some scotch. Next.
Just what you need.
Yes.
Where's Cam?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
where the hell is
Where the
Cam?
hell is
I
Cam?
haven't seen him yet.
It's like 7-2. Whoa,
There's
Rob?
Jack Storn.
That was Jack.
I don't know. Rob makes those noises
He
too.
does. They're similar.
Next.
So yeah, it's a question from Terry Vold.
Terry who?
Vold.
Oh, that's new.
Vold.
That's got to be new. I don't recognize that.
I don't recognize that.
Okay, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Love you. Thanks for being here.
Have you spent time learning scales at all, or do you basically follow the chord?
I never spent time learning complex scales, although I know them because I use them. And I learned them from learning licks from other players, right?
I disagree.
What?
Some of your songs are nothing but scales.
Yeah, but I don't recognize them as that. Because they don't
When
fit
I
that
hear
way.
them, they're scales, and you're all over it, right? But
Yeah.
it depends on how you listen to it. You listen to it in a different way because you're seeing it in colors.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But no, I spent no time learning scales. The only scale that I'm aware of, cognizant of,
Yeah.
is a major scale. Do, re, mi, fa,
Really?
sol, la, ti, do. That's it. I don't know what a pentatonic scale even is.
But you play them in your
or a minor
songs.
pentatonic or any of those. I don't know what they are.
But you play them
But,
in
but
your
I
songs.
know I'm playing them because
You have solos that are just runs up and down scales.
But they're modal. I don't even know what they're called.
They're not major scales.
No,
That's
they're not.
incredible.
They're
That's
not.
a great question because
Yeah, it is.
it's wow.
Yeah, I don't know what they are, and because I never studied them. I use them probably all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they are. I have no clue.
You do, but you don't.
But I recognize the only reason I know their scales,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is because I see the pattern of them. That's it.
Right.
I go, oh, this is repeating.
So how
This
would
repeats. This repeats through an octave, so it must be a scale.
So you
right?
don't see it as a separate color.
No.
You just
Oh yeah, they're a separate color. Oh yeah, like the difference between like a major scale,
yeah.
which are orange and yellow circles to me, right?
Okay.
Is different than like a diminished scale, which is
And
Which
what's
are,
that?
They're purple squares. Like those are dark purple.
What's an augmented scale?
I don't know what an augmented scale is. I've probably played a million of them. But I know that those two are major and diminished, and
Wow.
so like I just play them. I play them because I learned them from learning tunes.
You just
Really?
blew my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's I'm afraid that's the only answer I can.
We can't
can
leave
give
the
you.
studio for another week now. We gotta figure this out.
You still need to draw your chart, your color.
Yeah, we're still gonna
Yeah.
have to do
We
that.
do have to do
We
that.
have to do a chart of my synesthesia
Well,
colors.
because you're gonna freak all the music theory people out.
they'll probably lose it.
Yeah. There'll be a little truck pull up with a bunch of guys in white coats come
Right
out.
now, you know how you look at a bright light and you close your eyes and you can still see it? That diminished scale I just played won't go out of my eyes.
Really?
No, it's still stuck in there. Just hearing it once. Because it's such a pretty thing to me.
That's not you farting. That's Jack
Jack
No, that's
snoring.
Jack snoring. But it's still in my vision. I can still see it
That's amazing.
going by because it's so beautiful to me, that scale.
Yeah.
And I've used it a million times in different things.
So
right?
you will take basically two notes put together and continue it out into a scale.
Yeah. And I realize it's a scale because it's a repeating pattern through octaves.
Right.
And I'm going, wait a second. Okay, so this works down on these four strings. So if I transpose it here,
Right.
it's the same scale, but it sounds slightly different because it's an octave higher.
Now, do you
And I
see
can
it?
tr- and I
How
can-
many octaves can you see?
All of them. All of them. I can see from the lowest string to the highest string.
Wowza.
All of them. I can hear that scale from the where it starts on the E string all the way up to the 16th fret of the other E string.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
You are seriously messed up, my friend.
Freedom of nature.
Cheers.
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 Ginger?
Okay, next. We're
Uh,
getting close to the end, so hit us with the super chats.
we're done with super chat so far.
Okay,
All right.
then give us some more questions.
Question from Joe.
Brother Joe.
It's,
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
It's something.
Yep.
Okay.
How long would you live roller skating through a herd of 10,000 buffalo?
Not too long.
No.
But I can tell you one thing right now that's important. Well, you can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can be happy if you've a mind to.
That's what I've
You can't
heard.
change film with a kid on your back. You can't change film with a kid on your back. You can't change film with a kid on your back. You can be happy if you've a mind to.
It'll give you a
All
heart
you gotta do,
attack.
put your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down. Do it, do it, do it. Well, you can't. Well, you can't go swimming in a watermelon patch. Can't go swimming in a watermelon patch. Can't go swimming in a watermelon patch. You can be happy if you've
Gotta cut the fetch.
Can't go driving with a tiger in your car. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. You can be happy if you've a mind to.
Holy
All
shit, you
gotta
can play
do,
guitar.
Put your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down. Do it, do it, do it. Well, you can't go swimming in a baseball pool. Can't go swimming in a baseball pool. Can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can be happy if you've a mind to.
You're such a
Can't
bloody
go-
fool.
You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can be happy if you mind to. All you gotta do.
You're
put your
such
mind
a
to it.
turd.
Buckle down, buckle down. Do it, do it, do it. Well, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
So I've heard.
You can be happy if you've a mind to. Well, we totally earned that copyright
Yeah.
infringement.
Yep.
Here's to Roger Miller,
And Joe.
one of the greatest songwriters
Uncle
of
Joe.
all time. That was one of his masterpieces. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool.
Yep.
Can't.
That's
go-
for sure.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Can we do one more?
One more before the contest.
Okay, I was gonna make sure there's no super chats. Hang on.
Okay. All right. All
Okay,
right.
stand by. Okay, yeah, we're good. So we have a question from Gillette Wilkinson.
Oh, Gillette. Jeanette, is it Jeanette or Gillette?
Gillette.
Gillette. How
Like the
how you
razors.
doing? Great to see you.
She's a sharp gal.
Yes.
He says, oh my god. Hi from
It's both
Serbia.
the name of razors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gillette Wilkinson. They're both razor names.
She's doubly sharp. Yeah. Okay.
She's sharp as two tacks.
She is. Yeah.
Hi from Serbia.
Oh,
All right.
nicely done.
Man, thank you so much for being here. Good.
Nicely done.
No, Jesus. Serbia.
They've been here before.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's so awesome. I just love that every time I hear
Fun
these
to
things.
hear that.
How about Harley Benton guitars? It seems the world has gone mad about them.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about them. I know very, very little. They are, if I'm not mistaken, they are, I think they're, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think the last time I researched them, they are factory.
Harley Benton.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
They're from Asia.
Okay.
And they make really interesting guitars. Along the lines of, I think, Recording King and like different companies like that are built, Eastman and
Alvarez,
like this. I've heard there was a time, I think last year or the year before, that I heard a great deal about them all at once. And I've not seen one, not played one, but again, if anybody's listening, I'd be glad to review one. And yeah, so yeah.
They could be awesome.
They could be awesome. You just never know. Mel, behind you in your chair, there's a notepad there. You pass that over, and we're gonna do the question.
Why? Thank you, Vanna.
Vanna White has done her thing there. So this is the last week of the contest. Next week we will be at G&G Music,
Yeah.
Ganesh. And take the last two winners that week and give the guitar away. Series 10. Series 9.
Recording King.
Yeah, recording is beautiful Dreadnought, I think, is what he's got over there. So, the
Question is.
Don't answer this.
I'm on pins and needles already.
The question is...
No
Yeah,
answering.
give it.
What?
I told Chris not to answer.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
answer. Right.
No, please don't, because I want to think of another one.
Damn you, Ginger. Confound you.
So, okay, let's think this out. I hate to make them too hard, but I like to take them from the show, too. Especially the early things that nobody really remembers because we were on a drunken rant.
It was a while ago.
What is the model name of my new electric
The
guitar?
model name?
Yes.
Or the manufacturer name?
It's a Vox. What is the model name
That's a good one.
of my Vox, a new Vox electric guitar?
So Vox is not the answer.
Nope.
Nope. That's
There's,
the brand
there's
name.
a model name for this guitar.
Okay, we have winners.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jesus. You can't fool anybody at this show. I only said
Nope.
it once.
Nope.
Okay, who's the first one?
Mark Smith.
Mark Smith?
Smith.
Mark Smith. That's a new name, too, for this.
No, he's a member.
All
Is
right.
he? Okay.
Yeah.
What was the answer?
Bobcat.
Bobcat. So, Mark Smith, you are going to receive the G&G prize pack this week, which is the normal thing, the Levy's leather strap.
Made in Antigonish.
Made right in Antigonish, a string theory embossed. I think there's tuner, winder, strings, all little things he puts in there. It's fantastic, and he's always got fantastic deals that he offers our winners in store. So be sure and talk to Glenn. So send me an email right now at jpcormier38@gmail.com. jpcormier38@gmail.com. Mark,
37?
38.
38. Okay.
And I will forward you on to Glenn at G&G Music. So who is our second winner?
Jason Tremblay. He hasn't won yet, has he?
No, that's a new one too. Jason Tremblay. You have won the Fantasy Prize Pack, which is we were just there today, and Stephen McNeil, not the premier.
Not the premier of
The
musical
premier, the
things.
premier of cool music.
And Stephen, thanks for a great visit
Yes,
today.
and thanks for my guitar. Without him, we wouldn't have this little thing here.
Yeah.
He's sending out this nice little leather D'Addario string holder.
Key fobs.
Key fobs. Yep,
Carrier.
instead of elixirs or excess strings.
Yeah.
And anyhow, so send me an email, Jason Tremblay, to jpcormier38@gmail.com, and I will forward you on to Stephen McNeil, not the premier, of Fantasy Music.
Premier's name is Ian. You gotta
And what?
update your.
What?
Premier's name is Ian. Ian.
No, I know. I don't care about him.
We're not talking about the
No, we're
premier.
not-
We're
no.
talking about the premier of musical bits.
Stephen McNeil's
see.
the premier of my heart.
Musically.
I miss you, Stephen. I mean the premier, not the Stephen of fantasy.
Oh, I miss Stephen of Fantasy already.
Well, I miss
he's
him
an
too.
easygoing cat.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy.
He's a good cat.
Jason Tremblay, send me an email, jpcormier38@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And I will forward you on to the good people at Fantasy
The
Music.
premier.
And,
music.
yeah, and that's just how that will go.
Do it again.
You will receive a prize pack from him, and both of you are entered into the major draw, which will occur next week at G&G Music, and that's just how it goes.
Look at the knobs on that thing. That's real aluminum.
This is a cool guitar.
It is a great sounding guitar.
It's cool.
What a great guitar. I'm going over here to listen. Good night.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.
We love you.
Love you too.
Come back to String 30 anytime you want.
Maybe.
You can shut the camera off anytime you want. I'm just going to vamp here. We're...